Hi everybody. So the other week I posted on Instagram asking people to send me in their wig questions because I get a lot of questions just with the nature of the content that I post. I wear a wig essentially for every single character because I guess you could say that I'm just a little extra, but you know what? It's why you all love me, right? But anyways, I have some questions here from folks over on Instagram and I'm gonna answer them all for you today. So first up is, where do I go for top quality wigs? Well, I hate to tell you, but I don't buy top quality wigs because they're expensive. My wigs are usually in the $45 to $20 range. This one here, I believe, was $39 and some change before taxes on Amazon. Most of mine come from Amazon. Can I wear wigs if I have long hair? Yes, you can. Anyone can wear wigs. You don't have to have short hair, you don't have to shave your head. You can have hair down to your butt and you can still wear wigs. It all depends on how you prep your hair under your wig and under your wig cap. If you have long hair, you're probably going to be braiding your hair down or doing pin curls, and I will link some tutorials down below in the description for you that show you how to do those things. Obviously, I don't need to do those things because 90% of my hair is gone. Let's see, the next question is, best way to bring a wig back to life after flat storage. And honestly, that's going to be a great one to jump into how I'm going to be styling this wig. So let's start putting it on my head. So when you style wigs, you're essentially styling plastic if it's synthetic, or human hair if it's, you know, human hair. Majority of my wigs are synthetic. So essentially what happens is if you store a flat wig, over time those fibers are going to bend into whatever direction you store them in, especially if you're storing a bunch of wigs together in like a tub of some sort, like one of those big storage bins like I do. The only way to revive it is probably going to be restyling it. So this wig was packed flat. The fibers of it were packed flat. It's all essentially going backwards from the lace. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to have to steam it to get them to going in a more natural direction. But first, let's cut some lace. This is like the sheerest wig cap I've ever been sent. This is essentially just pantyhose. Like normally they're a bit thicker than this. All right, let me get this on my head. Look at me, Mom, I'm a creator on the internet. Are you proud? All right, so wig cap is on. When you get your wig, it's going to look like this if it's a lace front. The lace is on like the first inch, maybe inch and a half at the parting spot. So this is what it's gonna look like when you first get it. For the most part, we're okay just to go ahead and start cutting it. The human eye is very good at picking out patterns and symmetry. So to trick that, there's two ways you can do this. You can get some pinking shears, which is what I have here. They look kind of like craft scissors, but they're made for fabric. And essentially what this is gonna do is it's gonna give me a nice little zigzag line, and it's going to help the lace blend better into my skin when I put makeup on and tack it down. Now, you don't have to have a pair of these shears in order to do this. You can take just normal scissors and just cut in a squiggly line close to the hairline to get the same effect. I'm gonna carefully go around the hairline. I wanna be close to the hair, but not cutting into the hair. I know this part is gonna be very difficult for folks to see. Definitely take your time with this part. Be patient. Work in just small sections. Okay, next two questions. I'm gonna kind of answer these two together. The first one is, how do you use lace front wigs multiple times? And the second question is, wigs always slip off my head. It's too big. Any tips for making it stick? So if your wigs don't come with them already, the majority of wigs come with these little combs in them. You can use those if you're not using a wig cap to just slide it right into your hair, or if you are using a wig cap, you can actually take them and move them around a little bit. So these ones, they're just stitched on. You can buy them separately as well. You can re-sew them wherever you need them. Something you can do as well, and this is what I used to do in theater, is you can take just regular bobby pins and you can actually pierce this mesh back here and you can pin it into your hair or wig cap that way as well. And as far as wearing them multiple times goes, you're just careful when you take them on and off. I personally use Got2b Ultra Glued. And all this takes is just rubbing a little bit of water around the hairline and the wig releases, no problem. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tackle the fact that this has been basically just stored flat for a while. I have a little handheld steamer here. I think I paid maybe $20 for it, and it's starting to get steamy. When it starts bubbling, it reminds me of a cauldron. So essentially, I'm gonna start tackling the roots of the frontal, and I'm just gonna take this and stick it in there very carefully on the back side of the lace. Anytime you're working with steam, please, please, please be careful. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna hold it like this. You can also put it the wrong way on a stand if you have a stand like I do. This is from back in my beauty school days. Let it hang here for a moment while it cools and dries. And that's gonna help with those fibers not looking quite so stuck down to the head. Meantime, let's answer a couple more questions while I wait for this to cool. Odd one, but I'm getting back into drag. Any tips on how to pick one out besides cost? I did learn from a lot of YouTube tutorials by drag queens when I was learning how to style synthetic hair. So my first tip would be to check out maybe some of your favorite drag artists on YouTube, see what they recommend in their comment section. A lot of them do link Amazon links as well. When it comes to purchasing on Amazon specifically, don't ever purchase a wig that doesn't have a review with photos from a real person. One of the biggest scams when it comes to wigs on Amazon is they will post photos of, let's say, this wig, but then they'll send you a cheap wig from like Party City and there's no review, so you're just kind of taking a gamble. But there are people who, you know, like me, go online, purchase these wigs off of Amazon, and then, you know, review them, upload photos, and show you what it looks like in natural lighting, outdoors, that sort of thing. So always look for something with photos attached to it that aren't put there by the company, and you'll probably get some decent wigs that way. Let's see here. Is keeping them untangled difficult? There's always going to be some amount of tangling, but a lot of that can be mitigated based on how you care for your wigs and also what conditions you're wearing them in. If you are wearing them out and you are dancing and sweating and just, you know, you're at a concert and you're just dancing all around, it's gonna get tangled. It's gonna get tangled like any person with long hair knows their hair is gonna get tangled. So take a brush with you, brush it from the bottom to the root area, and you should be okay to keep it looking good. There's also wig detangling spray that is specifically made for synthetic wigs. So if you have a wig that has a lot of issues with tangling, you can get that, and that helps a lot. Is it better to get a wig that is too long and cut it, or wrong color and dye it? It's best to get the wig that looks as close to what you want it to look like from the beginning. The less work you have to put into anything when it comes to just styling wigs in general, or when it comes to cosplaying, put your energy into things that you have to do, not a whole bunch of small little steps that you're doing because you found a wig but it was different than what you want. All wigs are gonna come a little bit too long. So if you're concerned about if you're concerned about like the bob being too short, chances are it's not going to be too short. Just look at the measurements of the wig. Most of them come a little bit longer than what they say, so you can trim them to what you need. If you're worried about something that appears to have bangs that hit at a certain point on the model's forehead, those bangs have been cut to fit that model's face. Any wig that you get that has bangs, the bangs are going to be too long on purpose, so you're going to have to cut them. They make it that way on purpose. I know some people complain about that, or about complaining about having to cut bangs, but they do that for a reason. How can I remove makeup? I ruined a white wig with Andorian blue. Well, that's gonna depend on how much that pigment stained your white wig. My best suggestion would be to wash it with a dish detergent. Dawn soap is really good at getting stains out of things. Yeah, I would suggest just mild water and some Dawn soap. You might have to let it soak. Hopefully that works. Good luck. How do you get it to lay so the hairline looks natural? First of all, cut the hairline like I did. and then you glue it down. I'll put this on where the lace is gonna be, let it dry until it gets a little tacky, and then I will stick the lace down and use a hairdryer to adhere the lace to my skin. This isn't necessarily meant for that, but this is what I've always used for cosplay wigs, and it works out really great. And then if the wig like this one has lace that's a little bit different than my skin tone, because most of them do, most of them don't come with, you know, translucent white as the color of the lace, I'll just put makeup on over it, whatever makeup matches my skin tone. It's laying a little bit more natural. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and part it. So now this is where we work on just tailoring it to my needs. I think about there is a good part. Give it a quick brush. So it is long, so it is getting a little tangled. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna do, since I'm essentially just gonna let this fall straight forward, is I'm going to cut the bit that's falling forward and give it a long fringe. So another way that you can trick the eye into thinking that the hair is not a wig is to take out some of these, some of this weight. Got a very tiny trash can at my feet. Let's make a mess.
Hey everyone, thanks for hanging out with me today. Now, as you watch this part, you may be wondering, hey Sarah, why didn't you put the wig back on the wig stand to cut it? And you know what? That is a fair question. Filming Sarah and editing Sarah are two totally different animals, and all I can say is that past me obviously let the intrusive thoughts win while filming this. Put your wigs back on the stand to cut them, everyone. Don't be like me. Be better.
Yeah, I think this side I am gonna have to hit with the steamer to just set that part. Just gonna take it, pull it straight over. There we go. And now you can see, now I have some uneven pieces up front here as well. So when I'm moving it around on camera, you'll get these little wispy bits that pull out from the rest of it, and it'll look a little more natural. This is essentially it. This is how I'm going to be wearing her on stream for the next, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 sessions of Nexus Adventures. So if you want to see how it looks on camera, you can join us for that. I would tell you what the story arc title would be, but I don't know what's coming after Broken Beginnings. I haven't been told yet. This isn't going to... Words are hard. If you have tips for people on styling their own synthetic wigs, drop them down in the comments. I hope you found this at least somewhat entertaining or mildly informative. People ask me questions, and I figured this was the most convenient way to just answer a whole bunch of them all at once. If you enjoyed this chaos, I don't even want to call it a tutorial, chaos informational video. If you enjoyed this question and answer section, leave me a like and a comment. And I'm gonna be at GenCon, so if you're gonna be at GenCon this August, I will see you there. Come say hi. I like saying hi to people. I will be there fully masked, ready to shake hands and take a photo. And you know what? If you see this and you didn't like it, and you see me at GenCon, just don't bring it up. Just don't mention it. We'll just pretend that this didn't happen, and that you don't know who I am. Okay? Okay. Also, if you're going to be at GenCon and you think that I should dress up as one of my characters, let me know which one, because I don't know. I can bring like 2, but I can't decide which one. So if there's any that y'all want to see me dressed as there, you know what to, in the comment section, you know what to do. You know what to do. Yeah, okay. I don't know how to end this, so just Bye.